Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays, where we have the singles Togetic supporting a Mega Lopunny, and then there's also Tapu Lele hanging around. What does that mean? What do we do? That just seems scary. You know, Tapu Lele, already one of the more used Pokemon in Battle Spot, also just has absurd amounts of damage, just insane pressure, and the priority is just going to help out, or like the priority canceling of the Psychic Terrain, going to help out everyone. So we're going to see how this one breaks down, and then also, like, I don't think anyone's really talked about it, but the Hydreigon Tapu Lele matchup is one of the more awkward matchups in Pokemon, because, like, oh, is it going to be Scarf Lele moonblasting the Hydreigon, or is Hydreigon just going to get the natural outspeed and then specs a Flash Cannon onto it? Either way, that's going to be a switch out from the Hydreigon into Aegislash, and Tapu Lele switching out as well, going into the Togetic, and Togetic into the Aegislash. That's a Flash Cannon. That's not going to be the best thing. So we're going to see Aegislash going for the straight damage. Togetic just kind of doing its thing. And Flash Cannon. So yeah, boom. It's going to sit in. How much damage does it take? Ooh, I was hoping with the Eviolite it wouldn't be that bad, but it's still pretty bad for Togetic. And it just converts the Yawn, though. So we have Yawn. Alright, drowsiness setting in. Going to eat them. Oh, dude. Okay, that's a new level of support. That's the sacrificial Yawn support. I don't think we've seen something like that. Because now Lopunny gets free. It gets free whatever it wants. And it is the Lopunny coming in. So yeah, now we're going to see how much damage it can do, what it can do to the Aegislash. Aegislash, I was about to say, we're going to see Aegislash going to King's Shield. Now we're going to see the Mega Lopunny hit the field first. And what does Lopunny have? Like, I mean, it actually has the high jump kick because Scrappy messes things up like that. So yeah, Lopunny's gonna Mega, there's the high jump kick, and Aegislash in the blade form. That's gonna be some of the highest damage we've ever seen in Pokemon. That's why I love that Lopunny. Scrappy comes in, and you just get to destroy whatever you want. Unfortunately, means Mega Sableye, also not in a good situation after that. Cloyster. Well, Lopunny outspeeds. That's gonna be a high jump kick. Cloyster will survive on 1 hit points with that Focus Sash. Ooh, that's going to make things a bit more interesting. Now, the way I can see this is that you just switch out Tapu Lele, sacrifice out the Tapu Lele, fake out the Cloyster with that priority. Do need to stall out, though, because we do have the Psychic Terrain up, so if you don't have enough, don't get it for enough turns, then bad things happen. So there's an Endure. Okay, so this is kind of changing things up. We have the Endure on the Lopunny, and Endure, it's better than a Focus Sash because you survive everything for that turn. So what we might actually see here is Lopunny tank extra hits and then still survive because of the Endure. So Lopunny endured the hit. Lopunny endured the hit. Lopunny endured the hit. Like, that's pretty interesting. You don't see the Endure into a multi-hit move that often, so it's kind of cool to see that interaction. So now we're going to see the switch? Because I don't see Lopunny making it out any other way except with that fake out. So having like the counter priority to make sure Lopunny works with that Endure, because if you Endure and then need an Ice Shard, or wait, why do you go for the Ice Shard? I was gonna say, if you Endure and then need a super effective, or not super effective, a priority move, then what's the point? Tapu Lele, though, is getting pretty messed up by this one, and that's just going to be a clean out right there. Yeah, so the switch, if he switched into the Icicle Spear, that would have been KO. And then that means the terrain would have not been off. So I think, no, it wouldn't have. So then Lopunny wouldn't have been able to come in with that fake out. I don't know how to feel about that. The opponent making a heavy, weird, greedy misplay right there. But then fake out onto the Cloyster, Skullland. And then we just know that the Hydreigon goes down off of that. So yeah, it's like, you have the fake out on Lopunny. And that does a lot of really cool things. But also, when you're sitting at 1 hit points, the last thing you want to do is eat a move that's going to be priority. And then it has Flail. Okay, so that's an interesting moveset. We have Endure, Flail, fake out, high jump kick. So you're getting really good coverage. Flail, Endure instead of Last Resort in general. Like, you can just Flail, Endure anything, and then it's going to be more damage than the Last Resort. And this guy's crazy enough to do it. So let's see how crazy it gets with some extra or some more Pokemon battles. What I will say in regards to that last battle, though, is respect Cloyster, because that could have gotten bad. Same team, so you're just kind of spamming this on the battle spot, having a little bit of fun. I wonder what else the Togetic does then, because it's like, okay, it's Yawn, Roost, question mark, and the Yawn, okay, the Yawn sacrifice is bold, but then you get Lopunny into a situation where it's going to do really well. That Cloyster, though, I can't get off of that. I guess it's because I've lost battles to that Cloyster. Just Focus Sash into Outspeed and then rip through any other kind of stamina that you have. So it gets pretty crazy. Tapu Lele. So is it like insta-switch to Tapu Lele every time? But at the same time, I guess you don't want to eat anything from the Celesteela. Celesteela has Heavy Slam, Flash Cannon. It can hurt. So Togetic will be a 3-hit KO. So the Eviolite tankiness really coming in for the Togetic right now. Celesteela going to keep spamming that Flash Cannon. No Leech Seed, just wants the damage, wants the KOs, and then Togetic is going to turn that into a Yawn. Fancy. Now, is it going to be the same thing? Is it going to be the switch Tapu Lele into the Togetic Soft Stall, into the Yawn? And I mean, it works to a degree, because I guess the idea is that your Lopunny is just good to go at any time, and then if you see priority threaten it, you sacrifice off the Tapu Lele, and then you go back in, and then you have everything work out. Special attack on that Celesteela, so that is a just massive tank, bulky attacking Celesteela right there. Now we have Lopunny on the field. So is this really the team? Is the team is 2 sacrificial Pokemon, or 2 throwaway Pokemon, just to make sure Lopunny gets in the best situation possible? Let's find out. So now Lopunny into Celesteela. Not the best. We're gonna see how it goes. Fake out, because every little bit of damage matters, and that's actually more damage than I would have expected seeing against Celesteela, so that works. High Jump Kick's gonna hurt, and it is asleep, so I guess you can get that 2-hit KO in with that High Jump Kick. Alright, so yeah, that's what it takes. Ooh, the Citrus Berry, though. I was about to say, is that Citrus or Confusion? It looks like we were getting really close on those numbers. Celesteela stays asleep, and I think that should be enough to KO. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close on that. It looked like it was enough. Yeah, Celesteela will go down off of that. So the Yawn comes in once again, makes it work. Charizard hits the field, and Charizard's going to just get wrecked, kind of? It's Charizard X. So that means the High Jump Kick actually does a lot of damage, because it's not going to be the flying hit anymore, but it's going to be in the face of a potential... Oh, I was about to say in the face of potential Dragon Dance. That Endure was risky. Does the Endure pay off? Charizard into Flare Blitz. Looks like it is. And then that's just giving Lopunny all that it wants. So that Flare Blitz would have KO'd, but now Charizard losing health off of that. And going crazy. I feel like, what do you do in that situation? Do you just kind of assume that, okay, Charizard X is bulky enough, you survive the High Jump Kick, he might expect Y, not even High Jump Kick in the first place. Charizard Y still has a lot of damage. That's kind of weird, how that whole situation could have played out. Then Lopunny tanks it, goes for it. Lopunny's doing the switch out right there. And I guess, you know, against Greninja, it doesn't really matter. You just stop that Water Shuriken. And then you can throw down a Moonblast in return. Go for Psychic. Greninja used Ice Beam, so no Water Shuriken. Doesn't look like there's priority right there. So Ice Beam will land on Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele not going to be in a 2-hit KO situation. So now Greninja's going to hit. Ooh, has the mix, though, on that Gunk Shot. And Gunk Shot will land. So Gunk Shot on, yeah, it's like, so Tapu Lele just sacrifices just to make sure that Lopunny wins. And now Lopunny's in the ultimate situation. Like, how do you stop a Lopunny that can use Flail at 1 hit point? So 200 base power on the Lopunny. Almost 50% more damage. Actually, not 50, but it's close to 30%. So 30% more damage than a Last Resort, which is one of the most absurd damages out there. 135 base speed. No priority can stop it. And that's kind of the setup that we see for the Lopunny, so that's pretty nice. And let's throw down another battle. Same team, same shenanigans, and it will be Tapu Lele into the Bisharp. Again, another interesting matchup, because Tapu Lele can come in, do serious damage with the Moonblast, but then the Iron Head is going to be too much damage. Sucker Punch, not anything to worry about with that terrain, and then Tapu Lele switches out, going into Togetic off of that one. And, like, what else is there to say? Honestly, it's just... This seems like the strat. You do the double sacrifice, Togetic takes a hit, and then it responds accordingly. So Bisharp coming in with that Iron Head. Togetic will eat it, and then Togetic is going to use Baton Pass instead of Yawn this time. And honestly, that's smart. That's really smart, because this is like the safest way to get Lopunny in. So in those situations where, you know, there's a lot of damage, there's a lot of things to worry about, you just use Baton Pass anyways, because now that means your opponent's attacking, your opponent's outspeeding, they hit you, that move is done for the turn, so that means you're switching in a Pokemon completely safe. And since we've already seen that there's no regard for the Togekiss, little regard for the Tapu Lele, Lopunny can make this happen. Oh, that sucks. I mean, even though Gliscor, defensive tank, resisting that High Jump Kick, it still would have been great to see some damage on this thing. So Gliscor going to use the Aerial Ace. Interesting little bit of tech. Might help against like just any kind of stalling evasion-ish Pokemon, but works against Lopunny. Lopunny endures it and then switches out into Togetic. So maybe using Togetic as just kind of like, it's done, sacrifice it. That way, if like Togetic has to come in at some point, maybe the opponent doesn't get to set up, or maybe, I don't know. Just getting rid of Togetic, stalling out some turns, going into the Lopunny again. Okay. And then that's going to be Lopunny using Fake Out onto the Gliscor. And that's something I guess I didn't consider earlier, is that when against a flying Pokemon, a Pokemon that isn't grounded, you can still use priority against it. So it's not the worst thing to have the terrain up or need to stall out the terrain or something like that. But then we go into the Flail, and that's just way too much damage for the Gliscor. Milotic's in now. So what's Milotic going to do? It's going to die to a Flail probably. Is that just it? Just the straight one-shot? Alright, that's just it. Just straight one-shot. GG, and weirdness disappears. I think this is also where you, just in case there's a Sucker Punch, you switch into the Tapu Lele. And I guess that's kind of it. So it looks like in the ideal world, in the perfect setup where there isn't a Cloyster that's already outspeeding, where there isn't a faster Pokemon naturally, you just cover with the Tapu Lele, you give it turns for the setup, you switch out to reset the turns if you need to. Togetic is there to just kind of stall a little bit, just in case like you need to make everything work perfectly, and then you can get everything to work perfectly. So that's going to be the Z move from the Bisharp from the opponent. I don't know why he's doing it, like maybe style finish, because like, okay, I don't really see a point of just blowing the Z move, because Iron Head, that's going to be a lot on the Tapu Lele anyways. Could also really hurt the Lopunny. Like, you don't even need the Corkscrew Crash to finish off Lopunny. Now Lopunny comes in, has Fake Out, can't use it because, you know, we have terrain. Then just High Jump Kick, and as long as the High Jump Kick doesn't miss like earlier, we win, and then we win. So that's a very different team, and it works. Cool stuff. So you guys enjoy the battles, and I'll see you in the next Fan Fridays.